Hello Sudoku friends, welcome to an evil level puzzle by websudoku.com once again. And once again, let me remind you that I didn't classify this as evil, websudoku.com did. Let's look across here, these 1 and a 4, puts a 1 and a 4 in these two squares, making these a 2, 8 and a 5. So with a 2 up here somewhere and a 2 here, all of these squares are blocked by 2's, and this 2 blocks this square, so a 2 must go here. An 8 must go here or here because of these 2 8's, of course. And as I said, a 2, 5, and an 8 must go up here. There's a 5 and an 8 in this column, so this is a 2. And there are more 8's, an 8 blocks over here, an 8 blocks over here, and an 8 blocks up here. So one of these is going to be an 8 eventually. The 2 blocks up here, and this is a 2 blocking down, and this 2 blocks over, so there is a 2 for column 1. One of these squares must be a 5, and we know which one. So let's break this down. This 5 blocks over here, this 5 blocks here, so one of these must be a 5. But we also know that one of these must be a 5, because these have to be a 1 and a 4. Therefore, this cannot be a 5, leaving just this square. And this square now blocks down, so does this. This blocks over, a 5 goes here. A 3, 4, and a 9 for these squares here. And I can't place them yet. The 3 must go here or here, because the 3 blocks over, and one of these must be a 3. 7 blocks over, 7 blocks down, one of these is a 7, therefore one of these must be a 7. And then 9 here or here, but I think I said that already. Now we have the 9 blocking over and the 9 blocking over, so this is a 9, of course. The 3 blocks over here, so one of these is a 3, and therefore one of these must be a 3. So this is now a 3 or a 4. But I can't really use that information for anything. It's quite inhibiting to have just a single 4 in the grid. So we'll have to work around this limitation. But I almost overlooked the 2 that must go here, because 2 blocks here, 2 blocks here, here, and a 2 blocks here. So yes, here's a 2. This must now be a 1 or a 4, because we need a 1, 4, 5, and an 8 for this column here. We have a 5 and an 8 in the row, so this is a 1, 4, and this must be a 5 or an 8, of course. And actually, it must be an 8. It must be an 8 because this 8 blocks here and here, and this 8 blocks here. And before I forget it, these 8s block across, so this is an 8. And this square up here is an 8. Now a 1, 4, and a 5 for these squares here. And all I know is a 5 must go here or here, and therefore this square is a 5. A 7 must go here, I believe. Is that not true? Yes, it's true, because this 7 blocks over, this 7 blocks down, one of these is a 7, one of these must therefore be a 7, and we got a 7 blocking over. So yes, a 7 goes here. Now a 1, 4, and a 6 for these squares. And I don't know how to deal with that. I know, however, that a 7 must go here or here, and I can figure that out by looking at these two 7s. They block across here, so one of these is a 7. These two 7s block across here, so one of these is a 7. So we now have 7s in both of the columns 4 and 6, but none yet in column 5. And this 7 blocks over here. So yes, one of these must be a 7, and one of these, of course, also must be a 7. We also have 2's here, 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 and here. Also, no solution for that right now.
Here's an important tip.
But I'm seeing a 2 and an 8 here, and a 2 and an 8 here, and a 2 and an 8 here. That is a very important pattern, because now we know that these two squares must be a 2 and an 8. And that effectively gives us two more givens for this row here, leaving us to find a 4, 6, and a 7. We got a 6 and a 4 in the column, so this is a 7, making this a 7 here. This is now a 4, 6 remote pair. Now that we have this 7, we know that a 1 must go here because these two 1s are blocking over, so this is a 1. And a 4 must go now in one of these two squares together with a 5. This 5 blocks here, so the 4 must go here and the 5 here. So at least now we have two 4s. But they're not helping a lot, are they? These squares must be a 4 and a 6. And looking across here, I can actually see that we are missing a 4, 6, and a 3. The 4 and the 6 are still helping me in this column, so this must be the 3. And these two now must be 4s and 6s. But these are still 2 and an 8, making these a 4 and a 6. That's a very nice pattern, but not extremely useful right now. There's something happening in the lower chute here, boxes 7, 8, and 9. I'm taking a closer look at the 1s. These squares can be 1 in this row here. These squares can all be 1. And the box that has the most restrictions is this box here. These squares must be a 1, 6, and a 9. So this is a 1 or a 6. This is a 1, 6, or a 9. And this is a 1, 9. Can you see that? These two squares must be a 1 or a 9. We also have a 9 here. We have a possible 6 here, and we have a possible 1 in one of these squares. So this is a triple. Yes, this is a triple. It doesn't in itself tell us where to place a 1, 6, and a 9, but it does tell us that these squares here cannot be 1, 6, and a 9. Therefore, there must be a 5, 2, and a 4. And there's a 2 and a 5 here, so this must be a 4. And that should help us with the bottom row, because now we know that these squares have to be a 1, which, by the way, must go here, and a 9, which must go here, and a 3, which must go here. These squares now must be a 4 and a 7. Let's see if the 9 here gave us anything to play with. These squares now must be a 4 and a 3. This 4 up here blocks here, so this is a 3, and this is a 4, and this is a 3 because this 3 blocks over. That gives us this square, which must be a 6, and this square up here must therefore be a 4. Now we are cooking because the 4 blocks over, making this a 1 and this a 4. 4 blocks down, this is a 4, and we do remember the 6 and the 4 we had here, right? 4 blocks down, down, over, over, 4 must go here, and therefore this must be a 7. This can only be a 1. These now must be a 9 and a 6. A 6 is blocking across, so the 9 goes here and the 6 here. These two now must be a 1 and a 3. Here we are still looking at a 1 and a 9, but now we got this 1 blocking, so the 9 must go here and the 1 here. And these two squares now have to be a 2 and an 8. Those I can't solve yet, but I'm getting very close. This square has got to be a 6. And we are still looking at the 2, 8 here, right? And we will continue to be looking at them because I can't place them yet. These three must be a 6, 8, and a 9. Also, no solution for that yet. But the 7 blocks over here and the 7 blocks up. So surely a 7 must go here, making these two a 9, which can't go here. And a 6. We got all the 1s, 4s, 7s now. There must be one more 6 somewhere. Yes, 6 blocks over here. So this is the final 6 of this puzzle. This must be an 8. And now we are missing a 5 and a 9 here. The 9 blocks up. So this is a 9. This is therefore a 5, making this a 5 and this a 2. Making this a 2 and this finally an 8, and an 8 must go here, and this must be a 3. I liked this puzzle. It posed a few challenges, and especially important was finding the triple down here in row 8. That more or less broke this puzzle. Look for triples if you can't find any pairs, and quite often they will help you on with any grid. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you will come back for more soon. Bye for now.